Yeah, good morning and welcome to the Buzz Buffet on Elegbetter TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthew. So you love to call me the Elegbetter One of Sports. Yes, it's not a Formula One show, even though I'm wearing a Formula One shirt, but it is what it is. Yes, we got to talk about the talk, the major talk that is ringing around. There is a whole lot of other conversation around that, but the major conversation is the fact that four strikers have been identified for Arsenal. Yeah, Victor Osimhen, Ivan Tony, uh, Gyokere, and then Gyokere, right? That's how they pronounce the name, right? And then there is Joshua Zirkzee, or not Joshua Zirkzee, or whatever the name is. Okay, we would try, we would try to meet it, as well as Liverpool. They have identified Xabi Alonso as their solution. I think it is not far fetched. The Golden Fish have no hiding place, so they say, with the kind of performance that Bayern Leverkusen are putting up, that just might be the one. And we also hear that Bayern are also considering Xabi Alonso. So a lot of people are considering Xabi Alonso. So we see where he goes. But there is a bit of a bouncing around. We also hear that Real Madrid have sanded him out. Come on, like, okay, guy, you are our first option when the contract of Carlo Ancelotti runs out. We would want to have you. Zinedine Zidane have also come out to say, "Well, I think I'm missing the dugout. I want to come back. It feels like it's the right time to come back now." And I'm just kind of like thinking, why is it then saying this right now? Is it that he's eyeing the Paris Saint Germain job, but he does not want to coach Mbappe? And the way he's looking like Mbappe is obviously going to go. So you know what? Let me give it a push again, but I don't want that boy's drama. And he doesn't want to come out and say, it, but he understands. He's been in dressing room with a lot of dramatic personnel. So if there's anybody who should know, it is him. So he kind of like, this is me now. This is my word. Oh, this is not fact. Oh, please, this is not fact. But this is just me, just poetic license, allowing myself to think deeper. Okay. Olivia Holt wrote on the Daily Mail, he said Chelsea's bottle job hold their nerves for Mauricio Pochettino as Conor Gallagher's 90th minute winner drags them over the line, despite Leeds being better for long periods in 3-2 win. But the most important thing is that they won. I don't like rubbishing people's victory, but then Liverpool were 3 goals to the good over Southampton as a Jurgen Club kids keep quadruple dream alive as debutant Louis Comas, opener, and Jerry Dan's double send rest through to the FA Cup quarterfinals. There's some progress in that side. At least Chelsea went through, Liverpool went through. They just might meet again. And there's just something about Liverpool. It feels like, okay, when it's your time, everything, the element just work for you. Because on the normal day, with the kind of injuries that they've gotten and the kind of kids that they are playing, this is where the season will just unravel. This is where the season will just fall apart. But one word the other, they won the Carabao Cup. One word the other, they just won that FA Cup again, game again, and they are now in the quarterfinals. You never can tell. And then before you know it, the final stages, you would see the big guns come out and they just win it, and then they win the FA Cup, they win the Carabao Cup, the league look like it is possible, and then they win the UEFA. This will be like 2001. People pretend like this has not happened before. Liverpool's done this before, the season where Michael Owen ended up winning the Ballon d'Or. Okay, that's a possibility that we're going to have right now. It's just staring us in the face. History is about to repeat itself. But that was a season where Gerard Houllier started as a coach. The manager had a heart problem, had to go, and then Phil Jackson had to continue. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see what will happen. But if you've got a take on it, you've got an opinion, you can go ahead and tell me what you think about that. But that's just the way I see it. Again, Ivan Tony, Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyokere, and Joshua Zirkzee are the names being lined up because somehow the IOPS at Arsenal are fed up with Gabriel Jesus and his injury. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, he gets every other person going, but I mean the injuries are not something that you can predict. They just keep coming and coming and coming at Budiabi fashion. So the IOPS are tired and they just say, you know what, let's go look for someone else. We've given him two windows where we did not even bother to bring in strikers because for his own sake we renewed a player that we know is not good enough. That's Eddie Nketiah. And once they give Eddie Nketiah the contract and his pay pocket is secured, he stopped playing football. Those goals that he was scoring, come off the bench and score goals, he doesn't know how to play football again. Well, I'm not surprised. I said that that was going to happen before, so it's not new. The club that inspired Nigerians to start calling people that are behaving badly Dundee United were beaten 7 goals to 1. Yes, Dundee were beaten by Celtic 7 goals to 1. All scored six in the first half. Bliss to lift the pressure on Brendan Rodgers after sexism rule as us remain 2 points behind Scottish Premiership leaders Glasgow Rangers, whatever it is. I don't know. Just because somebody call a woman good girl and then some time ago, someone sent me a message and he said, "Hey, hi, Daffy. Why are Nigerian journalists not doing their journalism like the British journalists?" I laugh. He's a brother to one of the Super Eagles players, so I'm going to keep his name out of it. And I laughed, and then I sent him a very detailed voice note because me for impact. I don't know. I think that sometimes when you write, people mistake you. But when I put, you know why I send voice notes a lot? When you go send them, now my voice they go, yeah. One, I'm not afraid for that voice to be out there. You know that this is what I said. I didn't mean something else. Because most time people, even have you noticed on social media, you would tweet something or post something, people will come on that and comment and say, I know who you are talking about. Okay, the other day, let me give you a good example. So I was watching NASCAR. And NASCAR always come with a lot of code, the commentaries. You say, so it was like they were interviewing somebody, say documentary on Netflix, and the guy said, "I love when rubber meet asphalt. Rubber is tire, asphalt is the road. When rubber meet asphalt, speedometer hit the end, the speed and your body. The speed connects with your adrenaline, and your body and the car become one. At that moment, you are not driving anymore. You're floating through time and you are levitating or gravitating forward in motion. At the end, in I write, I love speed. And I can't write time. I can't put the name of the guy. No, I can't put the end of the quote. I can't put Teladega night, right? Now, if you see how people were commenting, hey, that fee, you have children, you shouldn't be talking like this. You are gambling with your life. Blah 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 blah. So then I went underneath and I said, "Do you even understand the post?" They were still advising. One person called me, "Hey, Daffy, I like you a lot. That's why I'm calling you. I'm a man of God. I need to. I don't think that this is right. I need to talk to you. The way you say you like speed, blah 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 blah." This compulsive need to advise people in Nigeria, Sha. But hey, it's one of those things. It's one of those things that make you love Nigerians, isn't it? But I just laughed at it and I moved on because it wasn't. Yeah, it got nothing to do with me, okay? But hey, first of the car, why even the drive safe? Not get the power to make that kind of speed. So where's the road to even drive that kind of speed again? And this is also a whole lot of thinking. I'm like, well, okay, now I know what they talk about, but I'm just on my own having fun in life, and you people just want to talk. So I don't even get anything I go tell on again. I just, when you get to that place that, that these people they don't know what they talk, you just leave them, and sometimes that happens. But let's deal with the conversation that I was talking about the strikers. The strikers that are available for Arsenal to pick up. What type of football? What type of football would what's it called now? Would a man like what's his name again? Xabi Alonso. What type of football would a man like Xabi Alonso bring to the party? What would he give the public at Liverpool? Would they be satisfied? Like, okay, this man have done this man have done that. We are happy with who's coming. And if you are the advisors of Xabi Alonso, I mean, Xabi Alonso played for Liverpool, so it's not like he's going to a strange place. But would you advise him go to Liverpool at this time? I mean, looking at Liverpool right now, and then if they even end, it's worse because they might end up winning a treble or double something, and then you come in, and then the expectation is high because then if they win the league, Man City still have Pep Guardiola. They would want to rejuvenate and come back winning the league title next season. If Arsenal wins the league, okay, that's a better one. If Man City wins the league, okay, you still have Jam. But let's say Liverpool wins a quadruple. I'm saying Liverpool wins, hypothetical now. Liverpool wins a quadruple. You are Xabi Alonso. Would you take that job? Because again, that's the bar. That's the expectation. They expect you, okay, we've won the quadruple now, Europa, go and do better in the Champions League, go and defend the league title, go and, defend the FA Cup and all that. Is it something that is doable for a team like Liverpool? Would you go? Would you want to be the guy who succeed what's it called, Jurgen Club as it is right now? Or you will say, you know what, let's wait, let two coaches come and do whatever they want to do. Thereafter, I will not show up and come and try to do a rescue job. And for Arsenal, Ivan Toney, Victor Osimhen, Gyokere, or what's the other one? Joshua Zirkzee, who really fits in, because Arsenal just needs to sign one, not all of them. Who fits into the Arsenal play, the way Arsenal play, their style of play, their system. Well, let's put them in an X-ray and talk about them. I like the way Daily may kind of like explain it. It's a long read, but we would try while I'm doing all that. I expect you guys to be putting your own choice on the comment section. But I mean, let me give you depth so that it was fine. It was written by Tom Balogun. He said the clamor for Mikel Arteta to break the bank and sign a striker has understandably subsided, considering the boatload of goals Arsenal have scored since the winter break. Even without their preferred number 9 option, Gabriel Jesus, the Gunners have netted an impressive 25 goals in 6 games, and following their 4-1 win over Newcastle, they broke one of the most obscure record in Iran. Jakob Kivior's 69th minute goal at the Emirates meant Arsenal became the first Premier League team to net at least twice in 7 consecutive halves of football. Really? Still, Arteta's side find themselves in third place, albeit only 2 points off the top, and they will inevitably real costly defeat to West Ham and Aston Villa if they are unable. And then you add that Fulham game, and not be only Aston Villa, unable to win their first top flight title in 20 years. The likes of Victor Osimhen and Ivan Toney have been linked to the club, while a former championship star has been the latest rumored target. What are the options for Arsenal this summer, and who would be the best fit? Okay, so those are the names that's the intro anyway of the write-up. The players whose game Arsenal fans will be most familiar with is Ivan Toney, who, having spent 3 seasons in the top flight with Brentford and scoring 36 goals, the 27-year-old is said to be in high demand this summer. Toney missed the first half of the campaign due to suspension for betting offenses, but upon his return, he has allayed fears. Time on the sideline have diminished his ability as the guy came back and scoring. The England striker has 4 goals in 7 games for the Bees in the Premier League this season, operating as he does for Thomas Frank's side as their most advanced player. Toney is a particularly attractive prospect for Arsenal because of his qualities, which fit the team's current system, much in the same way that he is often seen as the ideal understudy to Harry Kane at international level. The forward is adapt to being a facilitator. Even when Jesus is in the team, the goal scoring burden primarily falls on wide men, Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. With Toney, a striker with more of an eye for goal, yet one that still possesses the ability to hold up the ball and bring others into play. The Gunners front line could be near unstoppable. It's difficult to raise any objection to this signing. Age and price may be the only drawback, but one could argue the Gunners could do with more experienced members in their squad. Toney is all but guaranteed to leave Brentford this summer. Only question is where he will end up. The same is true of Osimhen, who signed a contract extension with Napoli in December, which include a release clause, believed to be in the region of 104 to 113 million pounds. So somebody's got to go trigger that. And don't forget that Victor Osimhen last night scored a hat trick. Some people say it's the easiest hat trick he scored. He scored 4 against Satome and Principal. Maybe that would count as the easiest quadruple that is scored. And quartet or quadruple, whatever that is. If you score 4 goals in a game, what is it called again? And then they lose. Say, man, you are brilliant. All these things you have to learn them and master them all. A very large sum, even greater than the amount splurged on Declan Rice last summer. Would Arsenal be willing to go that big for the second year running? That full, regardless, the Nigerian also looks a poor fit. The reigning African footballer of the year statistical profile resembles a player best suited for a counter-attacking team. I've said that before. Osimhen is the fourth percentile for passes attempted compared to strikers in Europe's top 5 league over the past year, with just 14.24% per 90 minutes. Okay. By contrast, Ivan Toney ranks in the 71st percentile with 24.29, and Jesus is up in the 92nd percentile with 30.98. Of course, the Brazilian is the only one of those three actually playing for a possession-based Arsenal. So you'd expect the raw numbers of Osimhen to increase if he was brought in, but it is clear it is not his strength. Okay. I think I liked it because somebody's saying exactly what I have said, that people said I was talking down on Osimhen. I don't know where that thing comes from. A lot of people just wake up and because you have an opinion that doesn't put the Nigerian player in bright light, it means that you're hating the player. And why would somebody like me hate Osimhen? I still don't get that idea anyway. But hey, let's go on. Bologna youngster Joshua Zirkzee looks to have the ingredients to seamlessly fit into Arteta's team. The Dutchman spent 3 seasons at Bayern Munich before moving to Bologna for £7 million last summer. In Italy, Zirkzee has 9 goals in 4 assists in 25 league games for the side, shocking Serie A by competing with Atalanta, Roma, and Fiorentina Champions League qualification. Most interesting about the 22-year-old is his habit of dropping deep and how involved he is in general play. Thiago Motta has largely opted for a 4-2-3-1 formation this term, which sees Zirkzee as the lone striker. But though he drops a whole lot, and people, some of you will know who Thiago Motta is. It's not a coach. I don't know why retired black players find it hard to get jobs, but anybody that have a skin that is white a bit or come from Brazil just get a job. Okay, that's just inside anyway. Though in reality, it takes up deeper advantage position that one of the white players sometimes, both other times, even attacking midfielder Louis Ferguson. Zirkzee attempts an impressive 30 passes per 90 minutes complete, 76% of them. Okay, when you make 30 passes in a game and you complete 76%, that's a good one for a forward player because they are not known for their passing abilities. You're not going to say that of Erling Haaland. They are not known for their passing ability. They are known for their finishing abilities. It does look good because in the Arsenal style, that could just work. Okay, he has a 1.61 successful take-ons per game, as well as a 3.26% shot creating actions. Statistics which put him in the 86th and 87th percentile respectively in terms of a style, feet, age, the eye test. The Netherlands under 21 international is ideal. Bologna reportedly value him at £50 million. That's an easy one for Arsenal, but I'm still looking at the goal return. Does look at some of the same the players that they have at Arsenal right now. I need somebody who just come in and be scoring goals in their dozens. Okay, in today's market is relatively cheap for a player with such pedigree. Okay, and I think it's also young. He might need some time to get more experience. That's also something that Arsenal will have to consider. Zirkzee, rather unorthodox path from Munich to Parma to Anderlecht and then over to Bologna, is made to look serene when compared to Viktor Gyokere. The 25-year-old spent 3 years at Brighton without ever playing a league game and was instead loaned out to St. Pauli, Swansea City, and most notably Coventry City before signing permanently for the club in 2023. His performance in the Championship remarkably caught the eyes of the Sporting Lisbon, who shelled out more than £20 million to sign him last summer. Now that price looks like a chicken feed, a pittance. Okay, Gyokere has found the net 30 times and provided 11 assists in all competition for Ruben Amorim's side, including 17 in 21 Portuguese top flight games. Much like Zirkzee's, Gyokere is often not the furthest Sporting player forward. Instead, it takes up dangerous spaces between the defense and midfield. This is shown in the numbers where the Swedish international excels in build up and chance creation. Having only just signed for the Portuguese outfit, it is likely to take the kind of money required to bring Tony to the Emirates to get Gyokere addition over the line. Okay, Jesus. Recurring injury would prompt the North London club to go after a striker this summer, but Arsenal fans can be confident that they have a series of capable candidates in the names linked to the club. Now I come to you guys. Well, before I come, let me read the final part. It should also be noted that both Zirkzee and Gyokere are playing their football for two of the most highly regarded young managers in Europe today. Arteta is, of course, another. He'll have every confidence he can get similar result. A lot to depend on how Arsenal finish this season. A Premier League and Champions League double would breed renewed confidence in the team and might persuade the club to be more conservative in the market. Failure to get their hands on any silverware and expect to see the side breaking the bank just as they so extravagantly did last summer. So, who do you think would get picked? Who do you think, if you were the ones deciding for Arsenal right now? Ivan Toney, Zirkzee, Joshua Zirkzee, Viktor Osimhen, or Viktor Gyokere. You want to know my thoughts? Well, I will give it to you, but let me hear from you guys first. I know what you think about these players. Who would you pick? And then let's not forget the Liverpool conundrum. So let's go and look at that conversation again. Uh, who would you consider the best fit? If you are the manager, Xabi Alonso, would you take him? I take the call and say, you know what? I mean, this is a club I played for. I mean, all the big clubs, apart from probably Chelsea and Arsenal, he's played for them. He's played for Bayern Munich, he's played for Real Madrid, he's played for Liverpool. This is an open and short case in the eyes of everybody. But why it is not in my eyes is that, listen, to succeed a great manager takes a whole lot. It's not as easy as a lot of people think. To step into the shoes of a manager who's been at the club for almost 10 years and has been winning and have taken the club from and also run to a top contenders to winners, it is not as easy as people think. And it's going to take a whole lot of tool on him to perform with expectations and all that. It's very, very high. And so when he comes in, the jury will be out. For instance, Liverpool doesn't make the top four in its first season because, again, don't forget that the way Jurgen Klopp plays his players, plays his team, there's hardly going to be any coach that will come in and play like that. They might, and once the tempo drop, the result would also drop because that is what other teams are afraid of. Okay, that tempo, that pressure, that ability to mount that pressure and sustain it over 90 minutes. No wonder when even the young boys come into play, they also play at that sustained tempo. It's not easy. When Pep was at Bayern Munich, he also played a type of football that got the players like, oh, no, this is too much. But then the difference was that Pep left, somebody came in and won the treble. So sometimes it might just be different anyway. But in most cases, that's an exception to the rule. In most cases, when a coach is set a standard, a new coach comes in and the players want to kind of have a breather, yeah, it was good while he lasted, but let's catch our breath, let's rest. And in resting, the thing with power is that everybody wants you to get to the top. Once you get there, everybody is stoning you to bring you down. That's just the way it is. So it is nice that Liverpool are operating on this frequency that is higher. They are operating on an intergalactical frequency right now. They are on a level that nobody is on. They are, untouchable, unplayable. Everything they touch seems to be good. They will be looking at themselves and say, oh, I wish we're not in the Europa. We're in this form, but we're in the Champions League. And it looks like there is really no clear-cut favorite to win the Champions League. We just might give it a go and be there. But unfortunately, football doesn't always work like that. Football doesn't always answer you like that. So it's a bit difficult. But if you are in the place of what's it called? Xabi Alonso, would you take the job, the Liverpool job? Okay, that's the thing that I want us to talk about. Okay, so I'm trying to get somebody in South Africa. Oh, okay. And then so let me give you a read. So this is what the headlines read. Liverpool make contact with Jabi Alonso's agent as they step up their pursuit of the Bayern Leverkusen manager ahead of Jurgen Klopp's exit, summer exit. Now this also might work to the advantage of Bayern Munich. It's funny how I'm saying this, but it might just work to the advantage of Bayern Munich. How do I mean? Sometimes calls like this creates distraction. You just might drop the ball. And the players also, once this news are going up, the players of Bayern Munich are like, oh, this manager wants to leave us, right? Oh, we work so hard to get him to win the league title. We've not lost a game, but his agent is already negotiating for him to leave us. Well, players might get dejected, and before you know it, they lose one game, they drop 1 point here, they drop 1 point there, and then Bayern sees that, oh, we can't strike, oh, and then they go in for the kill. That can just happen. It's happened before. We've seen that happen in football. It can happen again. Well, Liverpool have reportedly made contact with Xabi Alonso's agent as they step up their effort to bring the Bayern Leverkusen manager to Afe, which Jurgen Klopp set to leave Liverpool at the end of the season after 8.5 years at the end. Attention has turned to who could replace him. Alonso is believed to be at the top of the Liverpool's wish list, and they now reached out to his agent Inaki Ibanez. Okay, according to the Birds. Okay, that's a German publication. Liverpool Chiefs have been directly informed of Leverkusen's Chiefs have been directly informed of Liverpool's approach for Alonso, who is under contract at the German club until 2026. It was reported last month that the Bundesliga outfit were optimistic that Alonso will reject any offer from Liverpool, and it is understood that they have not been unsettled by the latest development and are still confident he will remain at the club beyond the season. You know, that for me, maybe, maybe, but to turn down Liverpool, I think that he might take the job. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that he might take the job, and then from Liverpool, he will go to Real Madrid. But my question is, where are those people who told me that Steven Gerrard will be the one that would succeed Jurgen Klopp when I said Steven Gerrard does not have what it takes? And they looked at me, they insulted and said all the things that they said at the time. Where are they now? Because I really need to see them. I need to see them. Those people who said all those crap. Okay. The 42-year-old now looks set to face a huge decision on his future over whether to stay at Leverkusen or join Liverpool. Alonso is still a popular figure at Anfield from his 5 years at the club as a player between 2004 and 2009, and that famous comeback win of the Champions League in 2005. He won the Champions League with the Reds in 2005, scoring in the final from a rebound after his penalty was saved, and then lifted the FA Cup the following year. After going on to play for Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, okay, he has since moved into management and has been a revelation at Bayern Leverkusen. Having taken over at the club in October 2022, he has taken them from the relegation zone to 8 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga in under 18 months. Leverkusen are unbeaten in all competition this season, and their astonishing form have made Alonso one of the most sought-after managers in Europe. Okay, he has also been linked with another of his former club, Bayern Munich, as they are set to part ways with Thomas Tuchel at the end of the season. But Liverpool appeared to be making an early move in the race for Alonso's service. Another key position at the Premier League club still needs to be filled, as Liverpool are currently without a sporting director after Hog Szymanski departed at the end of January transfer window. Liverpool want to find Szymanski's successor swiftly, as they are mindful about the importance of maintaining a continuity and an identity that has served them so well during the club's tenure. They reached out to their former sporting director, Michael Edward, over his interest in the role last month, 2 years after he left the club. And I think the man turned them down. If Edward informed Liverpool that he does not take up a similar position and politely that he does take up a similar position and politely decline their approach, but the Reds are still hopeful that he will be convinced to return in some capacity. They are currently assessing the possibility of restructuring their current setup, which could enable them to find a more exciting challenge for Edward within their group. Edward is believed to want more control if he was to go back to Liverpool after overseeing a successful period during his first spell at Anfield. Okay, he played a key role in Liverpool recruitment between 2016 and 2022 as the club signed the likes of Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson Becker before winning every major trophy available under Jurgen Klopp. So, my people, what do you think? Is there a chance in God's planet Earth where somehow Xabi Alonso looks at Bayern and say, you know what, I'm not interested in this project. I'm not interested in coaching Harry Kane. I want to go to Liverpool. Now let's look at some of the proposition. The young players at Liverpool do look good. Liverpool does not spend big. Okay, so let's know that Liverpool is not going to spend big. Well, what he's done at Bayer Leverkusen tells me that he also can manage a team without a big budget. He can put them together. But I was asking a friend a couple of days ago that can Bayer Leverkusen compete in the Premier League and be at the top right now? Okay. Okay, now if possible. All right. So can Bayer Leverkusen actually do what they are doing in Germany in the Premier League currently? And it's a could maybe or maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe not, because you never can tell, right? There are some very, very weak teams in the Premiership that are doing some very good jobs. So you put all that together in perspective and say, okay, it is possible. But I'm looking at all the permutations and I'm saying if I am Xabi Alonso, I won't go to Liverpool right now. Not because I'm not a good coach, not because I don't want to try my hands there, but I just don't want to be the Unai Emery that will prepare the ground for a Mikel Arteta. I don't want to be that. And then on the strikers front for Arsenal, I've read the whole manifesto for you guys and I've explained all the players. Who do I pick for those that position? Well, I would rather have a Joshua, an Ivan Toney, of the four. Any of those three will be good. Ivan Toney, but he's old, so it means that in another 3 years you're looking for another striker. Okay, or 3 or 4 years, which is a good time anyway if he comes in and gives you 30 goals per season. Okay, that what is lacking in the Arsenal team is a striker who scores 30 goals or 25 goals per season. Arsenal doesn't have that. The white players are scoring goals, and no young player, no white player has scored this number of goals in forever for Arsenal. Well, that is good, but they are not top. Arsenal is in their best form right now, but they are still third. So when your best form doesn't even make you be on the top of the league, there's a problem with all of that. And even the season where they were on top of the league, it was obviously clear that something was missing and they were not going to be able to hold the front. Well, one of the good things that we've seen is that their experience from losing the title is also doing them well. But we will not forget the Aston Villa game, the West Ham game, and most especially the Fulham game. Those games were the games where they dropped the ball. Those 9 points were available for them to take. I can even forgive the Aston Villa game, to be very honest. Aston Villa is not a team that I want to disrespect for as long as Unai Emery is the manager, right? But those games were the games, those Fulham and West Ham games, Arsenal have no business losing them. Those 6 points are the 6 points that will always remind me of Arsene Wenger when I look at Arteta and I say, Arteta, you came in with some of Arsene Wenger's baggages and it's affecting the club right now. But I hope that they find a way. I mean, it would be great if they win the title 20 years after winning it. It would be great, honestly speaking. But I still think that it's Liverpool's title to lose. Okay, everybody says that Man City are coming. They are on their form. They are on the bike. They got off the car in traffic and they've taken their power bike and they are coming. I agree. I wouldn't lie. I agree. I see the pressure and all that. But hey, it is what it is. So let's come back to your comment. The part where I've done my 30 minutes, so is your partner. So let's see what you think of all the things that I've been talking about. Majorly, it's Arsenal and their strikers, the need for strikers, 4 strikers there, and Liverpool's need for Xabi Alonso and the opportunity at Bayern, and okay, what is possible. I mean, Bayern would have been a good proposition because if they lose the title this season, it would just be easy for you to move and come to Bayern and then they start winning again. And then you can win for another 5 seasons and then you decide, okay, now I want to go to the Premier League because I can choose a team. It could even be Arsenal at the time because in 5 years' time, I don't know if Arteta will still be there, or it could be Man City even. I don't know in 5 years' time Pep Guardiola will be there, or it could be Man United now becoming a better team competing for the title, or it could be Chelsea, okay, where there's money to buy players and all that. But I know that Liverpool will not spend that much money. Those are some of the things you have to consider anyway. And then in 5 years' time, or 3 years time, it could just be Bayern, what's it called, Real Madrid, or even I don't know if you go to Barcelona, but Real Madrid, and then you go to Real Madrid again and you win whatever you want to win. You live there, you come back to England. These are possibility. But coming to Liverpool immediately right now, oh God, I think Xabi Alonso will be found out. Because the team will not be able to give what is expecting, and there's not a budget to overhaul the team like Pep Guardiola took one season to overhaul a championship winning team and then set them up in his own style. Those are some of the things that you have to consider. But let's see, because there's going to be a drastic swift from how they currently play to how they are playing, and those players are clingers. They will cling to the way they used to play with Pep Jurgen Klopp, so much so that whatever it is that the new coach is bringing, and they will be looking at it like, what is this? This is not what we used to. And before the coach will realize it and try to change it, other clubs don't breeze past you. That's what's happening with clubs like Chelsea, Man United currently, because there is a certain way that they are used to play. Even the ex-players are talking about it, but unfortunately, it's not working. Well, let me go to the comment section and see. Henry Morris say Viktor Osimhen, that's his choice. Olafat, and this choice, he made it out of sentiment too, not because he like us now. This one has sentiment, say Nigerian player, they play for Premier League, they score goals. I would say it here. I love Victor Osimhen a lot, but if I am objective, Victor Osimhen doesn't fit what Arsenal need. That's just the basic truth. He could play well for Chelsea, he could play well for Man United, but the way Arsenal play, Victor Osimhen will flop there. And I don't even want him to go any place where he will be seen as a flop. Olafa to say, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I would prefer Victor Osimhen and Victor Gyokere, but Gyokere is just having his breakthrough, even if he's done it in the championship with Coventry. Demola Brady Brian, okay, so he deleted it. Olafa say, my preference of style, I will go for Gyokere, perfect age, price, and style. Sporting plays is the way Arsenal play, but in a fast counter way. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim say, I would have to go for Victor Osimhen, but I don't think it will fit in. So if you want to go for a player and you don't think it will fit in, why are you going for him? That's the sentiment that I don't want you people to use to make your judgment. I give you 4 options. That's 4 options. There are 4 options, and I read their profile. That already should have given you enough data, enough information. This is not like I just throw up the options in front of you. I gave you the 4 options. You already know he will not fit. You want him to go to Arsenal. Are you not causing a problem for the player and for the club itself? But I don't think it will fit in Arsenal. But that Bologna striker that I watch against AC Milan in the Serie A is a good striker and he can use ball too. So why are you going for Victor Osimhen? Demola Abiodun Ibrahim continue. Now Vlahovic, I want Sha. I just like the guy pattern of play and is a poacher too. I think I like Vlahovic, but because of the way he turned down Arsenal and went to Juventus, I'm not sure. Ateta doesn't look to me like a guy who forgive. Ateta is my kind of person, okay? Doesn't have forgiveness in his bones, okay? So I think he might not want to have him again in this team, okay? Holafat says, apart from the list, there's still Vlahovic. Forget Evan Ferguson. Nobody's going to sign Evan Ferguson. That's now all those now small picky. People say he's a new one running. He's not. Ivan Ferguson not get anything to do, and Isaac in the list, but I will go for Victor Gyokere because of his style. I love to say, if I was Xabi Alonso, I won't go to Liverpool because of the pressure. Example, when Xhaka was at Arsenal, they labeled him a bad guy, and every now and then he's been booked for things not worth it. Okay, the man Abiodun Ibrahim says, I don't want Alonso in Liverpool next season. It will just be like Emery coming to Arsenal. He go fall from the start because most of those big players will go and he need to restart. Talk about for what he says, I strongly push for Ivan Toney. He's rugged, even fit and consistent. Please, Idafe, kindly let us know your preference at the end of the show. On Alonso, I will advise him to go to Bayern Munich. I would also advise him on that one. Olatunji Emmanuel is I liked how Alonso picked Bayern because, if not pick Bayern, because that Liverpool job is a tricky one. I just feel he may need more time than people need. The team needs transition, and he may be judged before he does that. Olatunji say, I think Vlahovic is still more suited than these guys. I'm not convinced with the players you listed, especially because of Arteta's style of play. Plus, they need someone better than the current players. Okay. Yemi Dynamite says, Big Uncle E Mingo Vrendo. So I for one, am sentimental and feel Victor will fit into Arteta perfect project. Yes, he's not exactly suitable, but if he's amenable, he can become is best served ever in Europe. I disagree. Sorry, my sister. I'm not going to agree with you on this one. Nah, we hardly disagree, but let me politely disagree with you on this one. Nah, it's not gonna work. It's not going to work for a lot of reasons, and the reason being that let me see if I can get my South African guy at if I'm busy at the moment and in a very noisy place. Okay, maybe tomorrow. All right, maybe tomorrow. Okay, so we'll talk about that one later. Okay, it's my guy, my contact in South Africa. I wanted to bring him on the show, but I mean, time is gone. It's in a busy place right now. I don't think exactly suitable, but okay, I've read that one. Demola Ibrahim, I'll be able to say Alonso to Bayern does look likely than Liverpool, even for me too. I think so. And okay, Yemi Dana might say, if we get extra money, we buy Tony, join Osimhen as backup, and chase Nketiah far away from the Emirates and Colney. But I told you guys before he was giving a contract extension. Some of you people said, yes, on this live, that I was being too harsh on Eddie Nketiah. I said, Eddie Nketiah no sabi play ball. This thing that he's doing is the oldest trick in the book. The oldest trick. So there are three kinds of player in football, three kinds of footballers in football. Footballers that are self-motivated, that have made up their mind that they want to be legend in the game. There's Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Xavi, those guys. African players don't really fit into that class. That's I want to be world class. I want to be super extra special. That's the high performance category. They are not there. Then there is a professional class. Okay. Now there's a lot of people in that class that I want to be successful. I want to make a name, but I'm not going to kill myself for it. I'm not going to overdo. I'm not going to overstretch myself. And no. I'm not there. Then there is the regular. I call them the passion players. They know that they have a talent. They know that they have a talent. They know that they have ability. But there is always this little things distract them. One of those, let me give you a good example, is the Portuguese player that I think is one of the best player to ever play, Ricardo Quaresma. Fantastic player. I mean, at the beginning, I would rate him over Cristiano Ronaldo. But unfortunately, the motivation to stay disciplined and stay focused is not there. Then there is the English players type, okay, that are attached to it. Now, these players are players who only play in the final season of their contract. If they play football for you, you go to say they be wish you. They pass about Einstein. The final year of their contract, especially the final 6 months, other than Reece Nielsen, Jack Wilshere, Aaron Ramsey, Theo Walcott, I can go on, Ryan Shawcross, those players, they would give you a performance that make you, if you're confused, like you're not very, very, very observant, if you're confused, you say, man, this guy, they play ball. Watch. Give them a new contract, they'll go into oblivion. They will just disappear out of nowhere. They won't even play again. They will just be like off. You'll be wondering, like, what's going on? This guy, those are footballers who play for the contract. They just, secure the contract, end the salary. Towards the end, they prepare themselves again. You see them. They do everything. They do not have the staying power to last the whole distance. They just have enough fuel in their tank. I don't know if you have friends who always buy only 5,000 naira fuel. Now that the fuel price have gone, maybe only 10,000. Just a little bit above reserve. That's where their fuel rush for them. That's where their fuel tank will always be. Me, once my fuel tank they middle half tank, it's already reserved. I like my fuel tank full all the time. And people say, "Oh, no, that's show off." No, it's not show off. That's the way I think, and it's all my mentality. You know how they say, a man's music can tell you the kind of person he is, right? So it's just one of those things that defines me. And so those players, Ivan Ferguson is one of those kind of players. So I'm not going to sit where I'm like, go and sign Ivan Ferguson for where? Sign where? How? Which team? Come on, go and look Bush. If Arsenal know if Arsenal know if he signed, if he comes out to say Ivan Ferguson is the player to sign, then they should just go and probably go and get a player from the hill end of the team, and then Why is this fly disturbing me today? Like, is my I go gundu here now. You know, what's it called? It's better to go and get a player from the academy and then groom the player, give the player another 5 years and see what can happen. Having said that, let's take a step back a little bit. Where did I stop? Yep. Yeah, I went on to say, Uncle E, why is Boniface not in the running for the potential strikers Arsenal are looking at? He hasn't done badly, but he's injury prone. His injury profile is a terrible one. Is a terrible one. And you see the thing about the world, the world that we live in today, you cannot hide anything. Okay, so he's got a very terrible injury record. Nobody wants to, the reason why you're looking for a striker right now is that Gabriel Jesus have a knee that cannot keep him going. So you don't want to have another one. Lord may I say, I want Viktor Osimhen in Arsenal. We will play to his strength. Boss, what is the difference between Napoli pattern of play with Arsenal? Very, very different. Pulls apart. Okay, they are not the same. Olatunji Emmanuel say, I just wish United can get to Osimhen and he can go there with this period of transition that looks like they are going for. Just not sure he can play. We can play together with Hoylong. Okay. They say Viktor Osimhen can fit in anywhere. He's good both on air duels and ground duels. Strong, speedy, but he will fit perfectly in Manchester United. Let him go there. I don't think he will fit into us now. I don't. There is nothing in Osimhen's game that makes me convinced he will fit into us now. And then plus the fact that he complains too much. That's England is a place where those kind of behavior, some people would take time to write story about that one. They will spend time in the studio to talk about. In Italy, nobody cares about it because Italy is built on family values, on love, on. I mean, they could be crazy, they could be hostile, but foundationally, Italy is built on love. So even all the things that he does that doesn't look good, they show him love. They will love him, right? When it comes, first off, there's going to be culture shock for Osimhen. It will come. Yes, people say Osimhen has been dealing with criticism. See, England is built on gossip. England as a country is the headquarter. Okay, England and America, they are the headquarter of gossip. Everything gets into the conversation. The way you walk, the way you stand, the way you talk, the way you look. It's only in England where they read body language. You will see an entire show for 1 week will be on what was his body language on the field of play. That's a country of gossip. Viktor Osimhen, I don't think. First off, Arsenal is on the ascendancy right now. They don't want anybody that will come in and bring it down. This is 20 years of suffering. You don't want to go there. Honestly speaking, I don't think he would be able to. And then again, Viktor Osimhen is very emotional. Little criticism gets to him badly. People say he's a very tough man. He's a very tough man. No, he's a keg of gunpowder. A little criticism gets to Victor. You don't want to. I mean, almost all Nigerian players anyway, pretty emotional for nothing. You don't want to bring him to an Arsenal team where they would really scrutinize him. The AFTV people, the Sky Sports people, and the amount of. Do you know how many podcasts there are in the UK? The UK alone, let's leave US now. The UK alone have more podcasts than the entire rest of Europe put together. So it's not a place for the faint-hearted. And to come in, first off, he's going to come in on a very big price. You know what just saved Declan Rice? The injuries to players at Arsenal just saved Declan Rice. The jury was beginning to come out on Declan Rice that he doesn't pass forward. He only pass sideways. His passes were all lateral. They don't go forward. And it was beginning to become a discussion. And then, the injuries happened. He went to Dubai, came back, and then Jorginho just saved his life. Now they're seeing the very best of him moving forward, getting the spaces. Now the convention, okay, he needs somebody to play around to be able to be liberated. You don't want to have that for Viktor Osimhen. Honestly speaking, I do not think, if there's one person who's followed Viktor Osimhen, since I've been following football, there are two Nigerian players that I've followed closely. One is Jude Igalo, and then another one is Viktor Osimhen. And in the older generation, Sunday Olise from start to finish. Like I could tell you the story of Sunday Olise. I flew from Nigeria to go to the Netherlands to go watch Ajax because Sunday Olise is playing there. That's how much, I followed him. I remember we were talking one time and I told him some things that happened and he said, no, that cannot be in a book. I said, no, I didn't read it in a book. I was in the stadium. I was there when that happened. He said, whoa. I said, I left the stadium and I went to the city center where you guys were celebrating the cup win. He's like, are you crazy? I said, no, I'm not. It's just, that's how much I love football. Okay. I just wanted to have the experience. It's not like, I went to Europe to do something else and then I branched off. No, that was just what took me to Europe and I came back again. And it's one of the things that Like when I wanted to experience the Kano Pillars fans, I traveled first day of the season. Kano Pillars were playing at home, and I went to Kano. I was in the middle of the fans, like getting them moving from wherever they are moving from, and it was the energy, the kinetic. Oh God, that's a different topic. That's a topic for maybe when I write my book. That is if I choose to. Anyway, uh, I don't think Victor Osimhen will perform at Arsenal. I just don't think so. But hey, I mean, we all have different opinions on this one. Taiwo Gunade say Victor can fit in. No, no, not anywhere. I don't agree on that one. Olatunji Manu say, boss, please, what's the meaning of breakup play? When analysts say a player is good at breakup play, what's the meaning? As is to stop the other. If the opposition is coming with the ball, the person who stops that move and take the ball from the opposition and then give to his teammate, that's the person who does a breakup play. I think the best of them all is N'Golo Kante, Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane. There was this guy Makaleli. Mikel Obi also does very well, and you know those guys. That's breakup play. Defenders also do it. Ashley Cole was fantastic in his day at that position. And then Fatutu Abiodun says, Elegbete one good morning. Since now Arsenal matter una dey talk, I did for spectators section. They watch now. We also talk about Xabi Alonso, Liverpool, and Bayern Munich. Can you not get involved with that one? Paul Ayegbami says, I prefer Osimhen at Arsenal because he offers directness, and that's a different approach and will help Arsenal's game. That's the problem. Arsenal does not play direct approach, so it will be lost. Arteta plays a game where everybody gets involved in the ball, in the movement of the ball, and that doesn't work again for Victor Osimhen. Arteta will not change an entire team to suit him. It not go work. It's not. Maybe Chelsea would give him that, but not Arsenal. I don't think it will work. Emmanuel Obayoje says, I feel Osimhen will adapt to Arsenal style and he will have a lot of supplies of passes and assists like Haaland, who fitted into Man City. Okay, maybe let me just leave that one. There are so many reasons why I think Osimhen to Arsenal will not work. First off, Arsenal will not pay 130 million for anybody. Nobody. That's one. Two, Arsenal have one of the best statistics department in Europe. There are a lot of people in that department that will come up with players that would offer more. That's true. The reason they pay that money for Declan Rice, and if you remember, after the deal was agreed, it took another 9 days for Arsenal to even part with the money. That's how much they hold on to their money. Okay, the scrutiny is very high, and again, the fact that he's not an English player, and there is a whole lot, and then the fact that they would pay that kind of money and then come and give him between 250 to 300,000 just makes it a whole lot more difficult. I don't think it's going to ever happen, but his name is always going to pop up. The conversation is going to be there, but I think between Newcastle, Chelsea, Man United, or maybe Liverpool for the new coach that will come in, that's where he go. But it would be extremely surprising to see Victor Osimhen unveiled as an Arsenal player. I don't even see that coming in the next window, the next 2, 3, 4, 5 window. I don't see that happen because I was doing something for some guy in the UK, and we're talking about it. And I told him, I said, listen, does Arsenal have a tradition of paying way over the top on a regular basis? They don't do it season after season. They've just done over the top for Declan Rice. When they pay 72 for the worst player they've ever signed, took them some time to even go to the Declan Rice level. That's why when they were mentioning all those Moise Caicedo, Mikhailo Modric, I was one of those who believed that the deal was not going to go through because it was too sudden. For Declan Rice, it was just okay. Let's get it done. We've removed some people from the wage bill. Let's get it done, guys. If you're viewing this, please do well to click the like button so that it doesn't really affect us. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, it would also do us any bad if you click on the subscribe button. Unless, again, if you're not enjoying what we're doing, I don't have a problem with that. If you're not enjoying it, thumbs us down, and even don't subscribe. I don't have a problem because again, I'm not going to force you to watch what you don't enjoy. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that Victor Osimhen fits in. I mean, you have a player who is similar, who is younger, who would score, and then don't forget that for every African player, the Europeans think that there is a 5 years or 10 years that you've caught in your age. So even though Osimhen is very young, pretty very young, but that's the belief in Europe. So you have a Gyokere and Viktor Gyokere, who is in the same range. You have an Ivan Toney, who is proven in the league, who will give you at least 4 seasons and can score you goals, can do hold up play, can drop in, can play with his back to the goal. and understand the Premier League, the media, the dynamics of the league. He's had his own crisis already, his own issues, and he's got a point to prove. He wants to go to a big club and prove that I can deliver, because he's not gotten his chance in the national team and time is ebbing away. So that's one. And then the prices are still lower. Of all these four players that are here, Victor Osimhen's price is the highest. There are no guarantee that he's going to give you more. Victor Osimhen score goals. Yeah, he score goals. But I just think that his style of play would fit into Chelsea way, way more. If Victor Osimhen in that Chelsea team might just take them away from the tent and take them to the tabernacle. That's just what I think anyway. But let's see. Let's see how it goes. Nobody have the well, I don't think Arsenal will spend that much money to put him there. That's just not one of those things that I think would happen. Olafat say, boss, let me take you to Lucas and Plateau beat Atlant heartlessly, and now they are in second place with their form. Can they go all the way? Did they beat Atlanta? I thought that game was it. Okay, yes, it did. With their form, can they go all the way? So there are a lot of teams that are playing at that top position that are jostling for it. But for Plateau United, why I'm happy is the fact that when they signed the coach, Umbas Mangut, it looked like they were not going to achieve anything. And then all of a sudden, they start grinding in the results, start getting results. They drew at home the other day against 3SC. And, they needed another statement performance. So they did that against Atlant. But Atlant is bottom of the league table. You expect that to happen. Can they go all the way? I've said before that this season, the team that I want to win the league is Remo Stars. And for obvious reason. The kind of investment that Kole Shaname have put into Remo Stars and the way he's doing it, he's doing football the right way. The success of Remo Stars would inspire other people. There is Larry Vigo, who have Inter Lagos. There is Shola, who have Sporting Lagos. And then there is, I think that man has put the brake to his project now. The Van Dreza guy. And then there is the Bossy guy, what's his name? The Club 1472 or whatever it's called. All of those people are the kind of investors we need. And with the success of Beyond Limit again at the Viraggio Cup and the signing of Ebenezer and most of the other players that will go out there and go and perform. I saw Ebenezer play for Inter Milan over the weekend and I was very, very emotional. I want Remo Stars to win the league because that's what will inspire other people to say, you know what, let's put our investment in this thing. It's really working. With the private owners are going to take over and let's do what Remo Star is doing. But if Plateau United wins it, I'll be very, very happy because an ex-player have come in again and has done that. And then it will be sweeter because this time it is their own son of the soil that's come back after many years of going. The most traveled Nigerian player, it's gone played everywhere in the world, from Asia, Europe, Africa, everywhere. It's played everywhere. Former Sharks player. I'll be very, very happy. The last time Plateau United won the league, it was the former Sharks player that also won the league for them. So it will be nice. But let's see. Emmanuel Obayoje says Haaland is not a ball-playing striker, but he scores for fun. I think Osimhen will poach in a lot of goal. Look at yesterday hat-trick. It was simple goals because Napoli players pass the ball. How many times has he scored a hat-trick for Napoli? And for Man City, you have a plethora of players that puts the ball on the plate. For Arsenal, how many players put the ball on the plate for you to score? You have your number 10, your most creative player, who is Martin Odegaard. You don't look at the flaws at Arsenal because they are playing one kind of fantastic football. People don't look at the flaws at Arsenal. There's so much flaws at Arsenal that nobody look at it. Your most creative player, the guy who controls the creativity at Arsenal, plays only to the right. He doesn't know how to play to the left. He doesn't also know how to. How many true balls have you seen Martin Odegaard play through the middle? So those are some of the things you have to look at. And then the crosses that come from the wide. Apart from the dead ball, the corner kicks that Arsenal score. How many times have you seen assists come from the wide and lead to go properly? So you have to put all that into the percentile arrangement before you make this your projection. But hey, we are doing this show in Nigeria. We are Nigerians, and the sentiment of Nigerians will be there. The other guys in that group, even if Tony is similar to Osimhen a bit, but the other two players are the kind of players that fit into the Arsenal project, age-wise, style-wise, skill-wise, because Arteta wants a striker that is both a number 9 and a number 8. Unfortunately, Victor Osimhen is not that guy. He is not. The problem is, if they sign him for 130 million, people would expect him. How much did they sign Haaland for? People were expecting him to score 50 goals. If he's not coming to score 50 goals, there's going to be problem. Can Victor Osimhen handle it? We've got just 2 more minutes to the end of the show. Let me not stay on that. Maybe tomorrow we'll discuss more about it. Paul Egba say, example of the professional class, Ben White. How can you not watch a football match as a player? What I don't know. Some people are like that. It's just a job for them. It's just a job, and go and do a job and then move on. Lord Mayor say Marcus Rashford. Those are the ones that play for contracts. Just give you one kind of good performance, and you say, man, these guys are play ball. Sign it, extend the contract. You could destroy for feet. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim said those English players always find their way in Arsenal. Yemi Dana might say the English media hype too did a lot of damages to those above reserve players. I want Arsenal to get a striker ultimately sharp. Emmanuel Obaji say as an Alonso, I will go to Bayern and go to Madrid. Not be Alonso. Liverpool want to do selfishness and stinginess in signing players. Oh my God, I like that. But I'm going to say, as a Chelsea fan, I am just praying somehow we enter one European competition, even if now Europa or conference. I feel that is the only way Chelsea can get Osimhen. What I work on this says, if they put better money for table, he will come. They just give him one season to not play in Europe and then lead Chelsea to Europe. That would be very, very good. I mean, they say Napoli is presently considering Victor Boniface to replace Victor Osimhen. Obviously, that's a good plan. The evil claim is the right profile they needed. Emmanuel Obayoje says Alonso will enjoy Liverpool because of the set of talented players at Liverpool like Zoboslai, McAllister, Diaz, Nunez, and Trent. Okay. Fatuta Abiodun said there is a reason why they say British has the loudest press. Their ameboism is legendary. I wrote to Rego, the professor himself. I greet you, Bishop. He said, Chief, I greet you. Arsenal know they pay better money. No, Arsenal pays good. Arsenal is the first club to pay over £100,000 a week. In terms of salary, Arsenal pays well. It is transfer fee that they've been struggling with, but the Arsenal is the first club to pay £50,000 a week. First club to pay 80, 90, 100, 110. Thierry Henry. And if it comes to big salaries, Arsenal, open the pathway in the Premier League. So there are so many things when it comes to structure of bonuses. Arsenal was the first club to also create an escrow payment system where they pay you £100,000 by the books in England on the caps, and then they pay you extra from an escrow account, in the Caribbean. So if it is pay, Arsenal they pay well. He said, I beg, make it go where he go collect better money. Then they talk about people where go pay better money. Arsenal they talk too. No, I think you get that one wrong. You hardly get this wrong, but this one you got it completely wrong. Arsenal is one of the highest paying football club when it comes to salary. Taiwo Konade says that the whole UK press is on Man United at the moment, from the leaks to the players' body language, their family and social lives. I was telling my friend that if Nigerian journalists do what the English press they do, some of these players will be say with the haze, so all of them they would not beat them for street. You know why? Because our players doesn't even have professional ethics. Some of the things that they do that people have on tape, and then you go and delete them because you want to protect the national team. We get sex tape. I mean, I paid money to collect sex tape of players. English press go put them out, and nobody cares. They go put them out. On this one way, they go honorary club. Let's just go club drink tequila. Is a big news. You don't want to know. 69 football. He said, I don't even know where is good for Victor Osimhen. Chelsea, Man United, they are good for him. Newcastle. Adama Ogu say it's too good for EPL. Real Madrid is better for him. That's Xabi Alonso. Lord Mayor say Paul Aigbami, even Bale love golf more than football. Chris Elem, he said Victor Osimhen's style of play is similar to Drogba. Chelsea could fit in perfectly. Demola Ibrahim Abiodun say Boniface would have be the player, but is injury prone. Adewale Saka, Bukayo Saka brother, says waiting for our media to report on our players. Okay. Well, if you're waiting, you are looking the wrong place, because our media pamper our players a lot. And when I say this thing, people say no, I'm not saying the truth. Our media pamper our players a lot. There are Nigerian, let me tell you something. There are Nigerian Super Eagles players that come to town, get girls pregnant, give them money to go and do abortion, and media journalists know the story because they are in the media. You know, the thing is, say the girls go come talk to you as a journalist. See what this player do to me. But you just look at it. You know what? This is not worth it. Keep it out. I don't want to put it out there. And I tell some of these players, I say now you have Tunde Ednut, you have Linda Ikeji, you have Gislova. Man, they careful, oh, because on a story go there. I know, okay, now them make Tunde not big. Now the Nigerian footballers and Nigerian musicians, now they make Tunde not big. But the same Tunde not have shown that he can turn his back on the people with the dragon way, the people he create them, he can turn his back on them. So they gotta be careful how they do that. But don't stop asking Nigerian journalists to do like British journalists, because if we do, the Nigerian football, the system will never be ego scatter. So don't ask a Nigerian journalist, why are you not behaving like your mates in the UK? Mona, be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for, because I know it not go good. Especially with these young journalists where they come, so they need a year word, they not get control. Una go push them to go do and say things where we say they're not supposed to talk. Well, we've come to the end of the show. I'm going to wrap up with this one. Demola Abiodun Ibiari say, I heard Pesero is going to Algeria. Boss, is that true? I also heard it. Adewale Saka say, boss, I stand with the media. I heard that too, and it does look like it's going to happen, but he's patient because by Thursday, today's Thursday, right? Today, this is the end. Today is the day that his contract comes to an end. So anything he does from tomorrow, we will know. But I think he's going to go because we're not ready to pay. We've not created a conducive environment. We don't know what we're doing, to be very honest. What we achieved in Cote d'Ivoire was luck. And there is a whole lot. I'm planning to do a video. Maybe when we get to Ghana next week, I will do a video. You know, this whole talk of Trust Ekong, Olaino, Zaidu Sanusi, they show commitment. That's why they play with painkiller. That's a very stupid and idiotic narrative. I don't know who they pay those people to make that narrative, but that's a very stupid narrative. That narrative have now removed the role of accountability in football. If players are injured, you have 25 opportunity to take 25 players. The reason why I've not done that video, it will come across like I'm trying to attack the manager, even though, so I want to be patient. Okay. I don't do breaking news. I don't join the bandwagon of breaking news. But the story that, these players that played with pain have done it because they are committed to the cause is not good. Because what you're not doing is tomorrow a player comes and say, I'm injured. I don't want to play. I want to rest, play another player. They'll say that player is not committed. Now, so they forced Marco Van Basten to play. He retired at the age of 29, at the very peak of his powers. It is not good to push injury. There was a game, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Mesut Ozil was playing the game of his life. In the 14th minute, he got a knock. He was injured. Arsene Wenger sat down on that bench after they carried him out and tell him to go back in. He stayed till the 64th minute. They changed him. Unfortunately, by the end of that match, as Ozil spent 10 months on the sideline without playing the ball. That was Arsene Wenger. That was like, there are so many reasons why I don't like Arsene Wenger, but that was one of the ones that I can never forgive. I'm a player who stopped playing because of injury. Injuries are not things you manage. If a player is injured, let him go and rest. That's why you have 25 players. Telling me that, if you play another player, we will not win, tells me that you don't know what you're doing. And unfortunately, people now are spinning the story to say the people who played with painkiller, who played with their injury, were committed. If somebody else had played in the place of Olaino, I'm sure Sangare Abi was the name of that guy, wouldn't have had the kind of, thoroughfare run that he had in that game. I'm not blaming the players, but I'm saying that whoever come up with the decision that give them painkiller and let them play beyond pain barrier was evil to the player. Now, Trust Ekong is not going to play to the end of the season. Just imagine if this was the last year of his contract and then he doesn't play to the end of the season. He can't get a club again. He's aged already. What do you do? And then tomorrow you now say, Nigerian football abandoned them. No. There's some decisions that are not right. Olaino is just beginning to find his feet again. And then he goes to the Nations Cup. You force him to play with painkiller. Now he's going to play. He's not going to play to almost the end of the season. Then there is also Zaidu Sanusi. Those decisions are not good decisions. Nobody should stand one place and put ring lights in front of their face and begin to say it is a sign of commitment. It is not professional. It's not a sign of commitment. I will do a video about it when I'm ready. But let me just see how the contract wahala of our coach goes. I know he's going to be the new manager of the team. What's it called? Taiwo Ogunade says, I had similar arguments. Umar Sadiq has been vindicated. The Super Eagles medical team are, no, don't say they are quacks. They are not. It's decisions. Sometimes it's beyond them. I have seen them work. Let's not use that word. Using the word quack, it's not the right word. I know that Dr. Ibrahim does a very good job The physio Nnemeka does a very good job. I've seen these guys closely. I've been inside football system and I've seen them at work. I have video clip to prove that. I don't think that they are quacks. It's just that you don't understand the pressure. That sometimes the pressure comes from way, way above the head of the doctors. Doctors can tell you this player shouldn't play, and I've seen coaches. It happened to me, and I've seen it happen to a lot of players. A coach will say, "Don't worry, let him play. Give him the painkiller." Once the coach is law. You remember Jose Mourinho and Ivan Canary? What's the name of that lady now? I mean, that's the kind of situations that doctors in football face, because in football, doctors are not the head. They are not the one. It's not in the hospital. The doctors are the de facto power block. But in football, the doctors are like attaché. Their opinions can be vetted. You can say, "Oh, this player is not ready. If you push him, it might go worse." Pep Guardiola did it with Kevin De Bruyne. Doctors told him, "Don't play this player. He's not ready." He went to go and play him in the Super Cup or whatever cup he played him, and then he got injured. He will take the blame, but these things happen all the time. So I don't want you to call the Super Eagles. That would be overreaching. I know them. I've seen them at work. And for someone, I mean, I spent like 4 years of my life inside medical facility, 2 years in a Russia hospital, 6 months in a physiotherapy facility in Stadio della Happy in Italy, another 6 months in America, in New York, and another 22 months in Canada. Trying to make sure that I'm able to walk and not stay on a wheelchair. I've seen doctors at work and I've heard everything doctors have to say. Listen, doctors will do their job. Coaches and football people will say, I've seen a club president before say, go and read Andre Pello's book and you will see the many things that they tell people. Hey, just give him the painkiller. Don't worry. We need him for this game. The money that we will lose if he doesn't play is too big. Then do that. So there is a whole lot. It's a different conversation. This show should end by now, and then we'll look at it. But using the word quack to describe the doctors of the Super Eagles is not the very best thing. The reason why Sadiq Umar's case was like that was because he decided that, look, okay, so let me tell you, we were playing Guinea. 3 players tackled him, and he gave them sign that change me. The doctors told the coach that we need to remove him. The coach said no, he should play. He should play for 90 minutes. He played, and then he came back, and it's like, I'm feeling this pain. The doctor said, okay, this boy is injured, right? Yes, it is injured. He is injured. I have had a twisted muscle before. My leg was swollen. My right knee was swollen. Thank God I was in Europe. We did a scan, and then I found out it's a twisted muscle. All I need is ice. But guess what? It was halftime, and they put ice in my leg. And the coach said, Africans don't feel pains. Go back in and play. In my stubborn way, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not playing. I sat down. I missed my match bonus. We won the game. I missed my match bonus. I was sanctioned. I didn't play another 5 games until we started, having troubles, and then I was played. My point here is you don't want to have all those kind of situations. Sometimes you don't have the power to back you. You don't have the strength. There's a whole lot when it comes to talking about football, and doctors don't always have the final say. You understand? Some people would even lose their job. Ivan Canaro is a very good example. She lost her job for doing the right thing, for doing the right thing to do. The IHOBs, the board supported the coach, and they let her go. So it's a very, very long one. Well, we've come to the end of the show today. I can't push it further beyond this one. Thank you very much, everybody, for being on the show. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your opinions and everything. And I appreciate the fact that somebody said that he likes to come to my YouTube live because people don't insult each other. That in some other places, the F word is flying all the time. People are insulting each other. So for that, I want to say massive thank you to all of you for making us get that kind of clean honor. It's just like what I get from the Elegueta TV family WhatsApp group. Everybody seems to have decorum and a sense of respect. God bless you. It also shows that Nigerians are fantastic people if you set the rules right. Thank you very much for all of that. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do what to subscribe to our channel. By Friday, which is tomorrow evening, we should know if we're actually really going to the All African Games. I'm hoping that I have good news to say tomorrow, but I'm hoping also that we will go and we would create as much content. Please do well to follow us and share our work with people, comment on our work. The other part of the Dukudi interview might come out before we go to the All African Game if we get it all clear to go. So you would hear what happened with Bonfrijo. You will hear what happened when Abacha said we shouldn't go to the African Cup of Nation and how it pans out, who got money and who didn't get money. There's a whole lot. I think you should subscribe to this channel and turn on that notification because it is coming and you will get it. And for those of you who's asking for the compendium of what happened at the Veraju Cup tournament, you will get it as well. But having said that, thank you very much for your time. Today, it is 1 hour and 14 minutes going to the 15th one on the show today. Extra 15 minutes have been added. So we need to pack our bags and baggages and go. I've got a few errands to run, a few checks to make before, we confirm whether we're going to Ghana or not. Man, Ghana is expensive. Oh, Jesus. Ha! The accommodation bills, they bomb me. And I don't know anybody for Ghana will go accommodate 5 people for free or for half the bill. Well, whatever it takes. And the funny thing, this is a period where I've not been earning any money. So it's crazy. But we will try. Then if we try, it doesn't work, we'll go stay for house here, monitor the All African game. But I really want to go. I can't miss the African Cup of Nations and also miss the All African games. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyhow, thank you very much, everybody, for being on the show. God bless you and have a wonderful day.